Praise the Lord, everybody. Good morning, and good morning. Welcome back to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. I am grateful, thankful, excited, and elated to have this wonderful opportunity to lead you today in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief just one day at a time. What is grief? I'm glad you asked that question. Grief, my brothers and my sisters, it is the natural, normal, necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, we let it out. That's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. And I'm so glad that you're here with us on today, on this Saturday morning, as we dive into yet another good morning grief devotion. Y'all know where we have been. We have been talking about give us this day our daily bread. How essential the daily bread is in navigating through our grief. We got to go upward. We got to go to God. You won't be able to get through without going through God. You need the word, you need his power, his presence, his provision to help you navigate through this grief journey. So we have been seeking God daily for fresh bread, for the word, for all of these wonderful things. And today I'm going to give you a new installment that I'm excited about. So today is day 199. This message is right on time. We're going to talk about fresh courage for today. Two Y's. Fresh courage for today. The Bible says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will go with you, be with you wherever you go. One of the greatest misconceptions about courage is that it means you're no longer afraid. But biblical courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward, even while fear is present. Biblical courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision you make that I'm going to move forward even in the face of fear while fear is present. Grief introduces fear we never expected. The fear of facing another birthday without them. We're going to talk about the fear of grief. The fear here it is always, how do I move on with my life without you in my life? How do I move on with my life without you in my life? It creates this fear. What? The fear of facing another birthday without them. The fear of attending family gatherings. The fear of making decisions alone. The fear laughing again as if joy somehow dishonors the one we've lost. The fear of what the future might hold. If you're going through grief, you've had one of those fears, or you could add to the list, right? You could add to the list. Y'all want to add to the list this morning? What other type of fear? I'm going to give y'all an opportunity. Sometimes y'all not talking. I'm going to just see what are some other fears you may have had as you navigated through this thing called grief. I want y'all to drop it in the chat. Again, grief introduces fears we never expected. The fear of facing another birthday without them. Y'all could drop it in the chat. I'm going to come back and get it. The fear of attending family gatherings. The fear of making decisions alone, or the fear of being alone. The fear of laughing again, as if joy somehow dishonors the one we've lost. The fear of what the future might hold. What are some other fears that, as you navigated through this thing called grief, that you have faced? The fear if you lost a child, the fear of losing another child. If you lost a spouse, the fear of getting into another relationship because I may lose another spouse, right? What are some other fears that you may have faced while navigating through this thing called grief? I'll come back and get it. We'll come back. Here it is. God knew Joshua would face an uncertain future after the death of Moses. That's why he didn't simply tell Joshua to be courageous. He gave him the reason he could be courageous. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And that's a word for somebody in here today. Joshua, even in this text, he's dealing with what? Grief. He's dealing with grief because Moses, his servant, is dead. This was his mentor, the man who led him and fed him, who guided him, guarded him, who taught him and fought for him. This was his man, his mentor, his helper. Joshua is the successor of Moses. He's coming after Moses. And so now Joshua, he's dealing with grief. Not only did he lose Moses, but now he's transitioning into this position, right? And there's one thing to transition into a position when you got a mentor to kind of help you to navigate. There's another thing when you transition and you look around, there's nobody to help you, right? All you have is the person who came before you who is no longer with you, right? And so you're dealing with this transition, you're dealing with this loss. And God tells him that I will be with you wherever you go. The fear of leading these people, the fear of dealing with this. I'm not Moses, I'm Joshua. They always say you don't want to be the man coming after the man, right? Because there's this great expectation that's placed on you. You may not be able to rise to the level of hype that's there, right? So here Joshua is following in the footsteps of Moses. Fear, right? Grief, right? And God says, I will be with you wherever you go. Y'all, that's the same thing he says to you. Whatever fear you may have as you navigate through this thing called grief, God says, I'm going to be with you wherever you go. I know you got these fears. I know you got these hesitations, these reservations. He says, I'm going to be with you wherever you go. Come on, we got it. Come on, Janae. Thank you. Fear of losing another child. And that's real. When you lose one, you got fear that you'll lose another. And that's real. The fear of not having parents around to help you raise your children. That's real, right? That's real. These are some real fears. The fear of not completing a goal we talked about. That's real, right? Fear of celebrating the first anniversaries. Yep. That's real. First time commenting. Come on, attending family gatherings is something interesting that I have, even though it's normally all love. I do avoid reunions or cookouts. I'm better with small groups. Thank you for commenting. Your first time commenting. I appreciate you joining in the conversation. And this is real, right? This is real. Thank you for commenting. This is really real. Attending the family gatherings. All of these things, right, that you're navigating through. I do better in small groups. I don't like large crowds or gatherings. This is real. Nikisha said, fear of doing it alone. Your support system is gone. Yes, the fear of going back to familiar places that we went. Yeah, a lot of people, they avoid that side of town. They avoid the restaurants. They avoid the stores. They avoid those familiar places that they went to because it can be painful. It brings back so many memories, right? I enjoy your live streams. Appreciate your consistency. I also am working on leading corporate prayer. I can pray alone, but lose my train of thought when I lead prayer during devotion. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad you enjoy the live streams and the consistency because we show up every single day and it's a blessing. And so thank you for contributing and commenting on today. Yeah, we're going to navigate through all of that. So we have all of these fears that are real, right? These fears that are real, these things that we're doing that we are navigating through. And God tells Joshua something powerful. He says, yo, I'm going to be with you wherever you go. That's wherever you go. That's wherever you go. For every fear that you have, I'll be with you if you go to the cookout. I'll be with you if you go to the reunion. I'll be with you with your other children. I know you got that fear. I'll be with you as you navigate through the support system situation. He says, I'm going to go with you wherever you go. Whatever y'all listed, whatever that fear may be, he says, yo, I got you, Kaka. I'm going to go with you wherever you go. Notice what God didn't promise. He didn't promise an easy road. He didn't promise there would be no battles. He didn't promise none of that. He promised what? His presence. Because God's presence is the greatest present, right? I'm going to give you my presence. We talk about the ministry of presence all the time. It's the best thing you can give somebody, your presence, right? Just being there. Think about the people that were there when your loved one died. I ain't talking about they had to bring stuff, they had to do stuff. No, they were just simply there. It's the ministry of presence. Presence is so powerful. Presence is so powerful. The same promise belongs to you. Every step you take through grief, God walks beside you. When you don't know what tomorrow holds, You can still walk confidently today because the one who holds tomorrow is holding you every little step you take, Bobby Brown. God says, I'm gonna be there. Even when you don't know what tomorrow holds, even when you don't know what's gonna take place in the future, even in this season of uncertainty and ambiguity, God says, I got you. Daily bread doesn't always remove your fears. Sometimes it simply reminds you that you don't have to face them alone. So today, y'all, need you to take the next step. Maybe small, may feel difficult, but courage isn't measured by the size of the step. It's measured by your willingness to trust God enough to take it. And here is your point of application. Identify one thing grief has made you afraid to do. Ask God for the courage to take one small step toward it today, trusting that his presence will go with you every step of the way. One small thing grief has made you afraid to do, take the next step because God says, I'm with you. And maybe sometimes you need a body double. Sometimes you need a grief buddy, right? Sometimes it's, I want to take the step and go into the store, but let me take somebody with me. Go with me when I go into the store. Or it's the family reunion. I really don't want to go, but I think I need to go. I don't want to stay long, but I'm going to take a grief buddy with me, somebody with me, right? That body doubling is real, right? Where somebody goes along with you to help you navigate through it. It's one of the most powerful things you can do. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 199. I told y'all this message is going to be right on time. Fresh courage for today. Fresh courage for today. Natasha says the fear of leaving your child an orphan, the fear of the unknown, and all kinds of things I never had to fear. Yes, these are the things that we deal with, wrestle with, that we navigate through and we go through. And yeah, man, let's take them steps. Let's make that preparation. Let's do what we got to do as we navigate through it. God says, I got you. I'm with you. And that's exactly what he does as we navigate through our grief. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. Hope and pray y'all have a sensational Saturday. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place, for another Good Morning Grief devotion. Good morning.